Hello, hello. It is the last day of summer, so I'm gonna make a short video due to the fact that who cares at this point? I already broke the rule. I had barely uploaded for like over a week. By Christ. Just a simple recap of what happened this summer. I mean, there's no quick recap. I'm just gonna tell you that I've learned lots of things. I've not learned a lot of things. I have done a lot of things, and I have not done a lot of things. Yes, I am trying to stay extremely ambiguous and extremely vague. But probably I would have to say that I've discovered a lot this summer, but at the same time I've discovered nothing. I wanna. I guess the only thing I could say is that I have plans. Lots and lots of plans. Huge amount of plans. And the only thing I really would love to be able to say would be is that the clock is ticking. I'm working my damn ass off. But I'm not. I'm certainly not working my damn ass off. I'd love to be able to, I don't know, at the end of all this shit, to basically say, yes, I have worked extremely hard. I have worked so stupendously hard, but we shall see. Trying to read a lot of books, trying to do a lot of things, trying to lift more weights in the gym, trying to be better than I am now. This is the only thing I could say. You know, I want to be able to lift a lot of weights in the gym, prove myself to myself, no one else really. But at the same time, I want to be able to. Jesus Christ. But at the same time, I want to be able to be a big brain fucker, to say the least. You know, as I'm reading books, trying to just read in as much as possible, just cram everything in your brain. So, all the videos I've ever made is also very extremely low effort. I also do want someday to really, really be serious, somewhat serious about, YouTube, just streaming in general. If I ever am able to stream, buy a mic, buy a good camera, buy a good, genuine, good setup for streaming and recording YouTube videos. Buy an actual fucking editing software such as Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Premiere. There we go, Adobe Premiere. All the shits. I also want to learn an instrument. I want to do many, many things. I want to learn languages, plenty of languages. I want to read through as many books as possible because at the end of the day, we are humans. We can only learn so much, so might as well learn as much as you can while at it. It's sadly, I'm not the smartest person. Me having reading books and other shit like that wouldn't somehow just make my brain just go supernova and be extremely smart, sadly. But it's one thing I can do. It's the only thing I know. So, we'll see about it. We'll see how it turns out. If I turn out like shite, I only have myself to blame. So, other than that, good day to you. If you have summer, I hope you a wonderful summer still. If you're going back to school, I hope you survive through school. Whatever grade you are, it is a wonderful, wonderful time. Believe me, school is practically the only resemblance of order you will ever have in your life. I think, in my opinion. After that, it is a pure cesspool of chaos at some point. Adulthood sucks. Growing up sucks, even though, in my opinion, there is no concept of growing up. It. Yeah, that is one other thing I've discovered. For some reason, parents don't tell their children of, oh, this is how it's like growing up. This is how it's like, being a grown up. we a lot of times as kids think of grown as this like mystical creature, because a lot of times as kids we just see, oh my god, this person like towers over us. I mean, I live in Vietnam, so comparatively as a kid you weren't that much shorter than the other person, you were like hip height. But just think of in more western country where especially people are like meter 8 meter 9 or some shit, or like Brian Shaw's kids, they could be they could be fucking 11. Those kids could be in the 5th grade and they'll probably not even go over their father's hip height, because Brian's just so stupendously tall. Or like just think of these kids, they still look up to their parents just being like, Jesus Christ, he's an absolute fucking giant. You could be 18, you still, every time your dad asks you something, like for Brian Shaw's kid, you would still have to look up just being like, dad, because like he's so fucking tall. But back to the point. I should stop digressing. Is you think of them as mystical creatures, and then you always think to yourself, oh my god, it must be so different, being a grown up, yada yada yada. And when you actually grow up, you find yourself that no, it's just like any transitional period. Ask a kid, when you go from 4th grade to 5th grade, did it feel any different? When you went from the 5th grade to the 6th grade, did it feel any different? No, that's the same shit with adulthood. So I really, really hate it when adults almost chalk it up as if there's this snap, this moment where you're like, oh hell yeah, I'm a grown up now. A lot of time I was being an adult does not excuse you from being a baby. Is what I'm discovering. A lot of time, yeah, people can be childish, but at the same time, in my opinion, my very much own opinion, everyone's fucking childish in some way, shape, or form. Everyone. If you're human, you are in my opinion, if you are human, you are subjected to some fundamental flaws that just cannot be shoved away. You can try to curb it, you can try to work around it, you can try to do many things, but at the end of the day, it's not gonna get let loose. I mean, is it very fun for adults to gossip behind other adults' back all the time? No, it's not. It sounds like the fucking shit that you do in high school to your teeny friends who knows absolutely fucking nothing in parties every Sunday or some shit. People gossip, people like drama. Don't give me this bullshit of, ooh, I'm so grown up. No one's a grown up. If you're human, you're not grown up, man. I mean, that's not a bad thing. Worse is that, in my opinion, people are raised to think it is like this, but not quite. If a lot of time it does kind of seem childish for people to move on from one interest to another all the time, very cliquey and very whiny about all these things. But at the same time, shouldn't that be a quality that we try to push somewhat? Being sensitive to a lot of shit, genuinely have criticism because you are just so welled up with emotions, focusing a lot of the time on something because it really truly interests you, and then switch over anything else. Because at the end of the day, surprise surprise, if you're really good at piano, well then what? Society ain't gonna just praise you as being a good piano. No, the community of pianists would praise you as being a good pianist, and then that's about it. As being good at piano. No one else is gonna care or give a shit. You can be the world's strongest man. Practically, only the people in that community would give a shit. So at the end of the day, it's just like, well then what the fuck is the point of ever impressing anyone? Right? You would need like such a massive onset of skills. So, I mean, if we really want that to happen, why not be chosen? You do one task extremely quickly, and then you move on to another just as quickly as you have gotten into the task. Have gotten like really sucked into the task. Wouldn't that be a good thing? Because then you actually are able to impress a lot of people. I could read 100 books a year. No one would give a shit. No one. Fucking no one. So it's just, there's so much shit that in this world that could probably be resolved if we just wished upon it so enough that people would be better. But surprise, they're not. I mean, I got some classmates that think voting for the Green Party in Germany is a good thing because they love to protect the environment, but at the same time they travel around the world copious amounts of time on a plane, which is like the worst fucking shit you can do. Surprise, surprise. Oh wow. They keep electricity in their house going all the time. What else? What else? They're not environmentally conscious. They only fucking. That's another thing. There we go. My last point. People don't do things just out of the kindness of their heart, out of the purest thing. No, 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 no. A lot of time, Camp Camp, a very good Rooster Teeth show, the only one I've seen. It's a very funny one. Please watch it. It's on YouTube. It's on Rooster Teeth. There's 4 seasons. You can binge it in a day. It's well worth the watch. There was this character. The main character is Max, and basically it's talking about like 10-year-old, 11-year-old going through life. Quite frankly, they emulate adults, and a lot of the time it tells us a lesson that I don't care how smart you are still subjected to human emotions if you are human, and that can suck a lot. Exerbia, in his book The Fifth Science, also more or less talks about this. An extremely genius person gets his heart broken. What then? It's weird, I don't care how smart you are, you're still subjected to human emotions in some way, shape, or form. You could be Terra Tau, you could, have like an extremely bright mind in mathematics and pioneer the entire world. If you wake up one day feeling like shit, you're not gonna do any math, are you? You could be Brian Shaw, extremely strong. But I mean, if something rocky would have happened, it's not like, you be in your A game and you just able to lift super duper heavy weights. We are subjected to human emotions, which could suck very much, very much. It is the absolute thing that could make us feel as if we're on the top of the world, looking down on creation, and the only explanation we have for it is love that you've found. But it could also make us feel as if we're at the absolute bottom of the hole and there's nothing around it. Yeah, but back to the point is that we don't do it out of the kindness of our heart. No, we do it because number one, we think it will make us happy. Could, very much could. Number two, a lot of time we do shit because we feel bad for it. We are driven by emotions, and for some fucking reason, people think some emotions are bad, such as anger, sadness. Despite us as human, we are driven by it. A lot of time we don't eat just because, oh yeah, it's a good thing to eat. We should always stay at a level of, oh yeah, sufficient, just as if the apocalypse would happen somehow, just like that, then we would at least have food. We don't do that. We only eat when we're hungry. We only drink when we're thirsty. We only sleep because we feel sleepy. We wake up because we want to, or the alarm clock happens. We don't get out of bed immediately. We roll around, curl up in our blankets. We don't put on deodorant because, oh yeah, it's it could get rid of all the dirty bacteria under your armpits that could cause an infection, especially if you have a cut or something. No, we do it because it makes us smell good and other people would like us, because then we don't completely do shit just because it seems good. Well, I tell you from experience, a lot of people don't eat breakfast because they just say all the fucking time, I'm not hungry, I'm not hungry, I'm not hungry. Just eat some fucking breakfast, wouldn't ya? You lied in bed for 8 hours fucking plus. You haven't eaten any shit. And now you're just telling me, oh, I'm not hungry. I won't eat. Just eat something, Jesus, so that you have energy throughout the day. It's not about, ooh, you're gonna fucking collapse or something. But no, I would rather you have enough fucking energy so that if I were to call you for something, you would have the energy to run around and do shit. We don't do things just because, it's for ourselves, it's for pure cause something. We do it because we feel fucking bad. That's half the fucking advertisements for people saying, send food to African children. They make us feel bad. They don't say, oh, statistically it's this and that, blah, 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 blah. No, because we feel fucking bad. That's why so many people switch to veganisms and other shit like that. It's not because like, oh yes, yes, I've done the research and shit like that. No, they saw a video of a pig getting slaughtered and then they thought to themselves, well, I feel super bad. I would rather not have a hand in that because I'm not a witness in this shit. Fuck no. One of my other classmates also argued that she went to some like Balkan place and then she said, oh yeah, she felt way safer in there than Germany just because in Germany whenever you're getting mugged or something people say like, oh no, I don't want to be a witness to this shit, but in that place it's like, oh, people give a shit. I mean, immediate argument to her, probably because at that place the police is extremely corrupt and so everyone has a social contract where it's like, yeah, let's not be dicks to one another, just saying. So it's like you have this absolute massive level of socialization. So if you like that, cool. But in Germany, there's less of that just because there's a genuine police force where, oh yeah, if you become a witness, just saying there's gonna be a lot of shit you have to do. So, would you like that to happen? You know, would you fucking like that to happen? Just suddenly, someday, boom, 3 years of your life gone just because you sucked into this thing that you never asked for. Sounds real fucking fun. Sounds really goddamn fun. Like, let's say somewhere, somehow, I don't know, you're a dude or something. You're just living your normal everyday life, and then boom, one day you're just like, oh yeah, you're responsible for this child now. You're gonna think, well, fuck that. So it's just like, if you're getting mugged in Germany, someone's just gonna call the police, boom. Like from afar or something. And it's like, no. What the fuck do you mean they just cover their eyes or something? That's in China. That's a different thing just because supposedly in China when you actually could stand up for someone, sometimes the authority would say, well, you didn't have the authority to do that, what the fuck? And then boom, you get punished. So it's like, what? I mean, even then, I don't think even then in Germany it's like that. It's just, no, where the fuck are you getting your info from? Is this America? Or some shit? Is this America we see on television? I just hate people so much, man. Either way, fuck this. End of summer. Goodbye.